Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Live from Port Washington High School, it's once again time for another Long Island Boys Lacrosse Showdown. Unfortunately, this Friday evening, weather is not bringing us those good spring vibes you'd hope for in May. 59 degrees and raining. The rain's starting to let up a little bit, though, for us. Obviously, we had a 6:30 start time, I'm sure you know, and we saw some delays. So now we're minutes away from the game actually starting, 6 minutes on the scoreboard, and some delays kept us there, but the Vikings and Dalers both warming up, chomping at the bit out there. And tonight's a pivotal game as you get to this stage of May, so we're looking forward to it. These two teams, both with winning records, trying to establish themselves as playoff teams, play their best playoff-style lacrosse at this point of the regular season. So both squads, both coaches preparing for that. A lot on the line for Farmingdale, just a game over 500, 3 games left to play in the season for these squads. So they're trying to finish strong. For Port Washington, a really good season to this point, 11-2. But again, trying to finish on the right foot, trying not to get themselves into a position where they're playing badly before that postseason. You want to get into that playoff shape right now with, once again, 3 games left on the schedule. And we appreciate you joining us on Varsity Media for tonight's broadcast. Once again, apologies for the delays, but just a few minutes away now from face-off to open this game up. And both teams are looking to head into this weekend on a positive note. They have had good seasons. Both of them, I think, happy with where they're at. But on a rainy night, it's been raining all day, so the turf's wet. It's going to be a big ground ball battle. A lot of gritty, scrappy lacrosse, and I think both squads and coaches are ready for it, though. Before we get started, we want to thank our sponsors, Chief Graphics, Jared Beschel, Law Firm, and Breakout Goaltending, 3 equally incredibly great services in their respective fields, and without them, none of this is possible, and we appreciate their support not only for Varsity Media, but for high school sports here on Long Island. And for us, I'm Kevin Bunk. Joining me today is my partner, Brian Soper. So this evening, Brian, we got a great one. And between Farmingdale and Port Washington, so many players to watch, so many storylines to watch. But if you want to just start with impact players for Farmingdale, we got a pair of them tonight. And it starts with Dean Cott on the offensive end. You also have Mike Galgano on the back end. What do you see from these two guys?
Yeah, Dean Cott's been Mr. Everything for Farmingdale. Senior, 26 goals, 29 assists, 49 career goals, looking to get that 50th. He scored a point in every game. Heading to Mercy. Unbelievable season for him so far. Michael Galgano has been the orchestrator of the defense. The Dalers are known for defense. Galgano wearing that 50 in honor of Coach Hartraft. Junior, honorable mention, Old County, will be heading to UMass. Big physical player, will be down low and on the wings. An absolute nightmare for opposing attackmen and midfielders.
And speaking of the opposition, Port Washington has some players of their own to counter that duo and everything that Farmingdale can throw at them. How about the season from Tommy McGarville? Can't say enough about him.
Yeah, Harry Behan, he was the given, right? Tommy McCarville's been the risen guy for Port Washington. 14 goals last year, 34 this year. Absolutely breaking down the door of Class A. Put everyone on notice. SUNY Maritime, dynamic athlete of having a great season. And Harry Behan recently committed to Loyola. Two-sport all-county football and lacrosse, a defense that's averaging a ridiculous 4.7 goals a game, and he's the leader.
Yeah, really good squads here going up, and those guys are the leaders, but they're not doing it alone. We take a look at the starters. First, for the road team, Farmingdale here at Port Washington, and they have a lot to offer in this starting group. Up front, you're going to see Lucas Galvez, Kevin Renison, and Dean Cott on the attack. In the midfield, Josh Kama, Mateo Asensio, Sean Schumeyer, and then you got your long stick midi, Michael Galgano, and back on defense, Matt Ippoliti, Aiden McGivelray, and Michael Bolello, and they will be trying to get their man Matt Hughes a win today. What do you see from these starters?
So these starters, right, Lucas Galvez, he's going to be the third attackman. It's kind of been a revolving door, trying to find the right mix on attack with Cott and Renison. Kama and Schumeyer lead the midfield. Dodgers looking to score, draw slides. And the defense, Galgano, Matt Ippoliti wearing the 40, going to LIU. A real good group led by Coach Dunn, who knows a bit about defense.
Let's take a deeper look here at Matt Hughes, the goaltender, who Coach Dunn speaks very highly of. What do you have to say about Matt Hughes?
Senior going to Bridgeport, dynamic athlete, really helps out in the clearing game and the riding game. He's at 58% this year. He's athletic. He's got to stay big. 157 career saves, and the Dale Green knows a bit about goaltending, and Matt Hughes is the next one in line, having a great season, looking to play his best as he heads into the playoffs.
And this entire group of young men is led by Eric Dunn, now in year 2 as the head coach at Farmingdale. He's been on the staff since 2011, played college lacrosse at Albany. He's a Wantagh alum, won state title in 2001. You know Coach Dunn personally. What do you have to say for his leadership ability with this team?
Just an X and O. He's always prepared. He's a film guy. He's a scout. He has game plans. He's going to be ready leading this Farmingdale. I mean, that's a big deal, right? Getting the Farmingdale head coaching jobs like coaching the Yankees, Coach Hartraff, Coach Hungerford, Eric Dunn, 15 Nassau championships for the Dalers, and he's the right man for the job.
And then you look at Port Washington, the home team here today, and we mentioned their impact players, but once again, those guys are not going out there playing 2-on-10. These guys have supporting cast as well. It's a good starting lineup. Will Moody, Tommy McCarville, and Harry Enan up front. Brendan Lang, Owen Meyer, Jacob Apat in the midfield. Gavin Neville is your long stick midi. Harry Behan, Nick Noga, and Evan Friedman are back on defense, and Max Enan, the twin brother of Harry, is in net.
I love this Port Washington team. They're so unselfish. They beat Syosset last week 6-2 with 6 different scorers and 8 different scorers against Long Beach. Just a balanced crew. Starts on defense. That Marvin's been very good at the face-off X, and Tommy McGarville has taken Nassau County by storm.
And you see those twin brothers, the Anan twins, and Coach told me very mature, 2 sophomores that lead like seniors, and they're so happy with their goaltender in Max Anan, who we could take a look at here in depth. The stats, ridiculous. One of the better goalies in the region, 143 saves this year, 73% save percentage. What do you see when this guy's between the pipes?
He's a 3-time starter. What I see is a kid who started as an 8th grader, right, took his lumps, as a freshman got better, was an all-county last year, 73% this year, over 300 career saves already. And when you mention great goalies like Nick Ferraro, A.J. Galassi, Steve Kusa, Pat Doyle, he's already here, but he's about to really step into a really elite level of goalies, right, Max Einot.
And for their coach, it's going to be Glenn Levy. It's his first year at Port Washington, but he's had a good career before this. This is not a first-time head coach. He spent 8 years coaching Harborfields. He went to high school at Harborfields, won the county championship in 1992 as a player. They don't win it again until he gets there to be their head coach. He played lacrosse at Cortland. Really good lacrosse guy from a lacrosse family. What can you tell viewers that might not know Glenn Levy? What can you tell them about him?
He's a coach, right? He hoops. He's about culture. He's about building on tradition. He kind of said at Port, he kind of got a car that was already broken in, right? He just had to tweak some things. Lacrosse family, brothers Jason and Kevin, great players at Delaware. Dad, a longtime coach at Locust Valley. He's done wonders this year for Port Washington. 11 wins, right? 4 wins last year. That's a heck of a turnaround. He's got my vote for Coach of the Year in Nassau County.
We'll see if he keeps the good season going here against Farmingdale tonight, just a few minutes away from the opening face-off. You're watching Farmingdale at Port Washington on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the spring, but spots are limited. Contact us today for lacrosse, baseball, softball, and tennis by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the spring, but spots are limited. Contact us today for lacrosse, baseball, softball, and tennis by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Number 12, number 20.
Back live from beautiful Port Washington High School. I'm Kevin Bunk, joined by my partner Brian Soper here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Let's take a look here as teams start to take the field. Starters get announced at the keys to the game provided by both coaches today. Brian, what do you see from the coaches and what they're trying to do?
Yeah, Farmingdale wants to own the ground, have to win the ground ball war. They have to finish efficiently. I saw their new shooting shirts. They say shoot to score. One thing Coach Dunn says, we haven't shot the ball that consistently all year and have to defend the aggressive attack. Port Washington wants to play a more up-tempo game, and Farmingdale has to be ready to defend it. Port Washington, Coach Levy, make Farmingdale play 6-on-6. They've struggled a bit in that, scoring the ball. Push hard in transition. You don't want to play 6-on-6 against Farmingdale. They're too good. Their schemes are good. And be comfortable grinding out a low-scoring game. The weather is kind of in, I would say, the Dalers' favor, right? They want to slow it down. So Port's got to be comfortable grinding out a tough W.
How can you get a team you've coached? How can you get a team ready on short notice for, it's been raining all day. I know we're in the turf era and it's not a grass problem, but how can you get your team mentally ready to get into a real slugfest tonight on this wet turf?
It's a mindset, but this is a Class A game. This is Farmingdale versus Port Washington. Kids are going to be fired up. You probably say, early in the game, let's shorten the passes. Let's not throw those 30-yard passes. Let's shorten them up. Usually with rain, you have wind, right? So communication is tough. So, again, shorten things up. Trust each other, rely on it, and when in doubt, play hard, play tough, get those GBs.
And both of these coaches did emphasize the need to acquire extra possessions, as most coaches always do, and they've both been pleasantly surprised with their face-off success this season. How important is that face-off, not only to start the game, but every time you get a chance to earn a possession in this weather?
This is one of the best matchups we're going to have all year, at the face-off X, right, with J.J. Damo, right, and two-headed monster of Port Washington with Marvin and Freeman. They met last year in the semifinal at Hofstra. Marvin went 12 out of 21. So the wing play is going to be huge because I think both of these guys are going to tie each other up, and let's see who can come in from the wings and scoop up the GBs. As
you see, both teams are at midfield. You could take a look there at J.J. Damo and Griffin Marvin, two juniors. Marvin expected to start this game for Port Washington, but even on the phone with me, Coach Levy didn't want to tip his hand in this matchup, but it's going to be JJ on the other side having a great year, 63.1%. Griffin Marvin, one of two that you'll see, as you mentioned, along with Friedman, and he has been awesome as a junior as well, 64.2% success on the face-off. And the uniforms today, you'll see for Farmingdale, black shorts, green jersey, black helmet, a new addition to the Farmingdale arsenal.
I like it. The black shorts with the black helmet, the Booster Club. Shout out to you from Farmingdale to getting those look good, play good.
And for Port Washington, it's going to be the clean, all-white homes with the blue numbering and trim. And we'll see goaltenders shake hands. And now just moments away, you can hear this crowd a bit excited now after the long wait.
Yeah, Damo was honorable mention All County last year, 395 career face-off wins, 15 out of 19 against Seaford, playing his best lacrosse. And Marvin's been really good all year, so let's see how this one goes.
These two guys, you almost wish for no wing presence. Just let these two guys go at it, but we'll see how their teammates support here as referee has some trouble handling the ball, even doesn't bode well for the players.
Both face-off guys are really good athletes. They're both good, skilled lacrosse players as well, so they have no problem scooping GBs and getting some early offense going for their teams.
And here they go, looking for the opening possession of the game. Farmingdale will be moving right to left, and for Port Washington, left to right on your screen. And a good physical face-off to start things off is won by Marvin, and Port Washington starts the game with possession. Marvin on the run, puts one towards net, and that'll be our first save of the day, possibly. May have been blocked in front.
Yeah, good check by Ippoliti, wearing that 40 jersey for the Dalers. Amity scooped it up. Bit of a yard sale on the turf. Daler defense 1, Port 0.
And now the Dalers trying to move it upfield. They will. It's McIlroy with the long stick all the way upfield. And good physical play at the sideline.
Yeah, 20, that's Gavin Neville. He's only a sophomore, all conference last year. Huge motor for the Vikings.
Dalers keep possession.
So they're shutting off Josh Kama.
60 seconds on the shot clock starts now for Farmingdale's first offensive possession.
So Port's fine playing 5-on-5 defense, going to shut Kama, who's been playing some really good lacrosse lately.
Schumacher with it. Takes the shot, save, first of the day for Max Enan.
Yeah, Enan is just really, really good. Nice kick save to start it out. That was Schumacher, perhaps the best dodger from the midfield for the Dalers. Used a pick by Kama since he was getting shut off. Got a good shot with his left hand. Make that 335 career saves for the sophomore.
Max Enan continues to build on an incredible start to his Port Washington career. Still 2 full seasons left between the pipes and a postseason coming up after this regular season.
8 games this year in double digits. That's just scary good.
Here's Apat. Hesitates now. Turns back. And gets rid of it. Carrying it now is Buckley. He gives it down for McCarville. Tommy McCarville so dangerous with the ball. He loads up, fires, and scores. Breaking the ice, Tommy McCarville with authority.
We highlighted him in the start. You see a 2-man game off the wing by Port Washington. He's put the entire county on notice. Going to triple his goal total from last year. Just a dynamic athlete. Comes off the pick. Watch this. Little pass down. Tough spot to defend with that pick. Don't communicate. Right hand, let it fly. Bounces will go.
And you learn the hard way what happens if you give Tommy McCarville a little bit of space, his first real touch of this game. And he makes you pay for it.
Yeah, him and Buckley, nice little 2-man game. Those high wings are really tough to defend if you don't communicate. You saw Mangio kind of hedged it but didn't stay with McCarville. And that's the last guy you want to see on Port Washington with his hands free.
Dalers struggling to clear here.
Yeah, Port's matching feet. Timeout for the Dalers.
You're going to get the first timeout of the game for Eric Dunn, and taking an early one here, Brian.
So you come out, you prepare for things, right? You watch, you scout. This year there's no shocks, right? Matching feet on the ride caused a possible turnover situation where Coach Dunn wanted to save a possession.
So 9:17 to go in the first. Still very early here from Port Washington. And it's a 1-0 game. Home team, Port Washington in the lead.
So Farmingdale's won the last 4, all right, so.
Chief Graphics specializes in custom graphics and designs, helping schools, businesses, and organizations bring their vision to life. Their one-stop shop provides in-house design, fabrication, and installation services from pressbox graphics, wraps, mesh field signage, tents and backdrops, dimensional signs and letters to senior recognition posters and donor recognition displays. Chief Graphics delivers custom solutions that make a statement. They'll do it all for you. Nowhere better to go if you need some graphics done.
Yeah, Port Washington, you got to order them up, right? Long Island champions in hoops. Nassau County champs beating East Meadow. Need some new graphics for Schreiber High School.
So here comes Farmingdale now out of that timeout. They advance quickly there.
Nice job by Coach Dunn and the staff. Trouble clearing it. Draw something up. Clear it easy. Now you get the ball to Kama against the shorty.
And now here he goes to work. Kama with Owen Meyer defending. Kama moves right. Gets rid of it. And right back to Kama it goes. And he loses it. Great check there. Ends up back at midfield, and Port Washington wins the ground ball. And they're off running. They'll slow things down to Tommy McCarville. And now he puts it with numbers in front, trying to make a move, putting one in and getting denied. I believe he stepped in the crease anyways, but that was Harry Einen on the rush.
Yeah, nice little try to split, pop, nice job. Creates a little transition opportunity. Yeah, that was Jake Feinstein with the nice check.
Farmingdale now looking to even things up with 8 minutes to go in the first. Moving it around, trying to get any penetration. They really haven't been able to yet. So move it to Sean Schumeyer up the right side.
Yeah, Schumeyer's 21 goals on the year. He's a converted attackman. You see him go right into the invert game. He's a left-handed player. Good vision.
Owen Meyer with some good defense there. A short stick you don't want to mess with.
Yeah, Owen Meyer, just a sophomore. His brother Luke was an honorable mention All-American. Playing at Richmond. Big game for them against North Carolina on Saturday. Last time Port won the county chip, 2022. Player of the game.
Good run to advance the ball by Christian Sarchis for the Vikings. And now behind the net, Harry Einen gives it up top. And they'll reset things.
Yeah, 9's Brendan Lang. Let's see who gets the matchups.
Buckley.
Zone defense looks like for Farmingdale. I think they got caught with 3 shorties on the field.
Good ball movement here. Port, some good foot movement as well. And now here's McCarville. Putting the moves on. Sends one towards goal. And that's going to be a save made by Matt Hughes.
2 dynamic plays. That's a dynamic move by McCarville to get his right hand free. That's a ridiculous save by Hughes, splitting, getting it down low, and controlling the rebound.
And there's an advance. Again now, you're going to see Michael Galgano bring it across. Still with it now, finally dumps it off to Dean Cott.
You're going to see that a lot, right? Galgano, Ippoliti, look for them to run it over. Port's been matching feet with the midfielders, so it's really important for the D guys to leg it over.
So Farmingdale once again looking to get their first opportunity of the game. They do have a shot, but they haven't had a real impact opportunity so far. Still only 5.5 minutes to go in the first, so very early in a 1-0 game.
This is Lucas Galvez on the field. Been getting more time this year, sophomore. Kind of that rotating third attackman spot. He had 4 goals this year, 3 versus Seaford in their last game.
Here's Kama. Looking to get a shot. He does, and he capitalizes.
Oh, to be 5'11", 200 pounds, and the ability to bounce off of defenders. Josh Kama, one of the best athletes on Long Island, all Long Island football, county champ at 190 in wrestling, all conference, will be an all-county lacrosse player this year. Cott rolls back, finds Kama, just downhill, takes a whack, protects his stick, well-placed shot. Josh Kama starting to play his best lacrosse of the year.
And you're seeing Port Washington already early doing a nice job on Kama and Cott, but eventually, they're going to have their breakthroughs, and that was one. And it's about them capitalizing at that point, which they did, and they most of the time will. Good physical play off the faceoff now. Finally won by Port Washington. Great job to scoop that one up by Evan Ogino-Friedman.
Senior, super athletic, GBs, knocks the ball down, has a knack for that. Great GB. Damo kind of got the scoop. Met 34.
Coach said they wanted to play very aggressive in transition, win those transition battles. And I think so far today we've seen Port Washington have an energy when trying to advance the ball that probably is leaving Coach pretty happy very early.
So this is the D group that Farmingdale wants out there. Mangio on the ball, going to Bryant. Goodrich is out there at D-Midi with their poles. This is what they want, their 6-on-6 group.
Here's McCarville. Put one towards net. Great pass and scoring is Harry Einen.
Harry Einen, just a sophomore, 25 goals this year. He's been their hot player, 8 goals in his last 3 games. Look at the shimmy and the shake by Tommy McCarville. Gets a shorty, a really good one in Goodrich, shakes him, draws a slide, finds Einen, buries it with his left hand. One saves him, one scores him. That's some household for Port Washington.
And McCarville there, it felt like maybe shot clock winding down, he could have tried a shot, and the defense started watching him a little bit, and the second you let up against McCarville, he's going to make the right play, puts his teammate in a great position to succeed. And for Harry Einen, great job getting one. Now his brother goes to work, his twin brother in net, Max Einen, looking to prevent the score.
I think that's against the scout, right? He has 34 goals, 10 assists, McCarville. You know he can beat his man. You look into slide, he adds that element of a feeder to his game. Look out.
And I think something you've seen with the introduction of the shot clock is players with the scoring prowess of McCarville taking some ill-advised shots with 10 seconds to go instead of remaining calm, making a play just like he did. Shows great maturity.
This is a great matchup.
Working with it was Dean Cott. He goes back up top to Kama. Kama, great footwork, puts one just over the top. That was almost special.
Yeah, that's why he gets 11.29 yards a carry on the football field. Little stop on a dime.
Good battle here.
Yeah, Jimmy Gadden Jr., he was a hooper for Coach Dooley and the Long Island champion Hoops team. Went full court press there and caused a turnover.
Nothing easy for Dean Cott early. Port Washington doing a great job on the Farmingdale Star in this first quarter. 2-1 lead for the Vikings, 2:45 to play here.
That's the thing about Farmingdale. You have Kama, you have Cott, and you have Schumeyer. Who can be that fourth guy to step up and win a matchup? That's what Coach Dunn is really looking for. It's been a bit of a revolving door trying to figure that out.
A pass that got tipped away. And that's good defense. Still trying to earn the ball here. Finally scooping it up, Harry Einen. And a good pass, but a whistle. And Farmingdale will have it.
You see that work right there by Galgano. Scott the check. His personal statement, all over the internet is, "I'm the hardest worker in the room," and you saw him really outwork Port Washington there.
And that is something that Coach Dunn will back him on. Brings great work ethic every day to practice, every day to whatever team activities they have, and it's contagious for his teammates. Certainly a leader on this team.
Yeah, you don't wear 50 if you don't bring it every day for the Dalers.
Looking to even things up right now is Farmingdale.
Shisho is really athletic. 19 pole for Port. Gives them 4 or 5 really good guys with long sticks.
With it is Dean Cott. Port doing a great job containing him right now.
Yeah, you got Liam McCarville, Feinstein. 4.7 goals a game, Kev. I mean, it's not just poles and a great goalie. It's short stick D middies as well.
Farmingdale's feeling it early. Here's a good setup. Couldn't get a clean look off. And that'll do it on the shot clock. So violation. And
that was a nice little set play. Renison got it with his right hand. I think it was Orange Shishoa with that length.
And Orange Shishoa, someone who Coach Levy told me, as smart as anybody. Not only him, but Mason Zwerline. These are nearly valedictorian kind of guys that they have, and they bring that IQ to the lacrosse field, and you can see it early with Shishoa.
Looks like we have a penalty. Dales will be man up.
Right as the shot clock was expiring there, so Farmingdale catches a break and now look to capitalize under a minute to play in this opening quarter. 50 seconds on the shot clock.
And they're shutting off Kama, willing to play 5-on-4.
Cott with a try, ends up wide, and if you finally get to beat this Port Washington defense, you got to get it past Max Einen, so it never gets easier.
Yeah, Coach Dunn won't be happy about not backing up the goal there on a man up, especially with Kama being shut off. Schumacher, nice skip pass to Cott, just shot it wide.
Here's Jimmy Gannon. Good retrieval on the pass by Harry Einen.
Throw him a bounce pass.
Short hop, too. Einen, no hesitation, though. Secured it with confidence. Now with 20 seconds to go, Tommy McCarville has it. He's got a goal already and an assist. 12 seconds now.
He draws Mikey Bolello, sophomore lefty. Brother Anthony was a two-time All-County defender.
2 seconds. Here's a shot. Hits the outside of the net. So 2-1 will be your score after one on a rainy Friday evening from Port Washington, where the Vikings and Dalers of Farmingdale do battle. 3 quarters left to play. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Long Island Boys Lacrosse on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships. For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
Back live, second quarter just moments away, but first let me tell you about Jared Beschel and Associates Law Firm. They specialize in all aspects of commercial and residential real estate transactions from New York City to Montauk. If you're looking to speak with a real estate attorney regarding your next real estate transaction, contact Jared Beschel at 516-490-1200. That's 516-490-1200, or email at jbeschel@beschellaw.com. Once again, I'm Kevin Bunk, joined by my partner Brian Soper here. We appreciate you joining us this evening on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And Brian, good first quarter, 2-1 game, really physical, but about the way you'd expect this to go. There's a good face-off win, but promptly losing it off a good defensive play. And that's kind of how we've seen this entire game go so far.
We've seen real tough on-the-ball defense, real tough contested GBs, pretty even with the stats. Damo takes a 3-2 face-off advantage. Shots were 6-5 Port, 5-3 ground balls for Port. Clears 4 for 4 each team, so pretty well played first quarter.
Here comes Apat, the right side, and now resets things to Dylan Buckley. Port Washington looking to extend their lead to 2 goals early in this second quarter. Good move with the spin and a great defensive play to prevent a shot.
Great move by Amity. He's a senior. His production has gone way up this season.
And here's a good run, but losing it right as he was about to cross midfield. Michael Galgano trying to bring it across again. Not going to happen that time.
He has a goal, Tommy McCarville. He has an assist. Now we see a ride back by him. Just has done it all. SUNY Maritime is getting an absolute steal in Tommy McCarville.
There's Port Washington again. Apat swung it over left side, and now the ball eventually ending up behind the net with Will Amity.
The Dalers have showed, quick slides, look to try to draw slides and move it to the backside.
Setting it up top. Over 30 seconds still to go on the shot clock. There's a shot saved. Ricochets way up high. Finally drops down, and now a fight for it. Scooped up by the Dalers. And a nice pass to advance it. Really good job by Matt Ippoliti.
That was a fourth save by Hughes. That was his best of the game so far. All-county Matt Ippoliti. Great ground ball. Found Mangio. Pretty good hooper himself. 1,000-point scorer for Farmingdale.
There's a shot and a finish. Great goal. And Farmingdale evens things up courtesy of Sean Schumeyer.
Sean Schumeyer is the key to the Dalers. 3-3 against Seaford. He's the hot player. He's the initiator. He's comfortable at X. He's comfortable in slow break situations. Nice job getting to his left hand. He's a strong left-handed player. Way to bury the ball. Starts with great defense. Starts with a great save. Attack, attack, attack if you're Farmingdale. 6-on-6 hasn't been their strength. Nice to see them get a transition goal.
And you mentioned it earlier, that top three for Farmingdale in terms of scoring. You have Kama, Cott, and Schumeyer. Who's going to be that fourth guy? Well, you at least need those three guys doing their part. And for the most part, they always do, if not more. And you see Schumeyer right there while Kama and Cott haven't been able to get too much space, taking matters into his own hands when he gets a good look.
He just has the shake. Schumeyer has the Schumeyer shake. He's able to beat defenders. He's a tough matchup.
Port Washington looking to respond now in a game that's even with 9 minutes to play in the second quarter. McCarville.
That's his spot. McCarville loves to go from the wings. He loves to get to the center of the field, looking to get his hands free. Even fading away is good for him as a shooter.
Owen Meyer, good pass. Now up top, McCarville lets it rip and skips it in. And the assist going to be from Jacob Apat. But you said it, McCarville likes that center zone, and he does not waste a moment once he got that one.
Yeah, Apat, bigger role this year. Junior Muhlenberg commit. I like what Port did here. They did a little two-man action. Got a skip feed from Apat. Found McCarville, his patented high bouncer. Kid brings energy. Unbelievable 6-on-6 execution by the Vikings.
8:45 to play. Port Washington back in the lead. 3-2 game. Feels like we're in for a special one this evening. And that's just the way it goes with these two teams. Wouldn't expect anything less than what we've gotten so far.
Yeah, you see Freeman taking this draw, the sophomore. Over 60 wins on the year. Kind of going to throw the two heads at Damo.
Nice save for Port Washington, and now they're off McCarville. Had it, lost it. And now a whistle. Port Washington will keep possession, starting with McCarville.
Port's been very good on the 6-on-6. Like I said, the Dalers have been sliding, maybe a little over-sliding by the Dalers, creating some offense, but really good execution so far by Port Washington.
Apat's got it, fresh off the assist.
I think if you're the Dalers, trust your matchups. It's a good show, but no go by Ip.
Physical play on the far side. Brendan Lang was the ball carrier now. The pass almost gets out, but Apat keeps it alive. Apat looking to center himself up. Not good. He gets knocked down. Helmet comes off, so we'll get a whistle. Farmingdale getting physical on the ball carriers here.
Yeah, Apat met a little short stick D-Midi sandwich. Goodrich and Mangio.
Get another look at that. Apat runs off on his own, under his own power. Got up fine.
Yeah, good physical play.
It'll keep possession with Port Washington and Tommy McCarville. on that near side, right at the 20-yard line.
So if you're Farmingdale, if you're going to go, right? Maybe stay on the doubles. But to go and slide and allow for Port to move the ball quickly, that's when Port's at its best. An unselfish team that doesn't care who scores.
Liam McCarville had it, swung it over to Owen Meyer. Now behind the net, it's Harry Einen. Einen moves up and a pass. Not complete. Great defense from Farmingdale, forcing that pass errant. Port looking to keep it in.
Yeah, that was McGivery going to St. Leo. Coach Dunn said there's always that senior who figures it out, and that's him this year. Not shocking when you got the best defensive technique coach as a head coach.
Einen turning topside, couldn't put it in though. We get another save by Matt Hughes.
5th save. I love that save because he stood tall. When Matty's playing his best, his chest is high. He stands tall, not afraid of the rubber. But a good take, right, to Harry Einen. More known to be an off-ball guy, but he's shown an ability this year with confidence to dodge to the cage.
Galvez crosses the field with his pass. Fumbled for a moment by Schumacher, but he recovered it and now gets it to the freight train, Josh Kama.
So that's interesting. When you run Schumacher and Kama at midfield, one of them's going to get the shorty.
Kama, running back and a middle linebacker, stands out on the football field, and you can see it based on the way he moves out here. It translates. That pass wasn't able to be handled, but quickly recovered. That was Mateo Asensio now. He gets it right back to Dean Cott.
5 seconds on the clock. They're going to dump it and ride. Look for 10-man here. 10-man ride. Dalers. Maybe try to get a nugget. Try to get a cheap goal here.
Max Einen has it, the goalie. Looking to clear for Port Washington. He's going to run on his own.
This is trouble.
He wisely airs it out, and somehow Port Washington ends up with it.
Yeah, if you're Farmingdale, you live with that, but you got to get that ball if you're the Dalers. 10-man. They were in a tough spot. Einen's a great stopper, but he's still a sophomore. More and more teams are 10-manning now, just like the college. I like that strategy for Farmingdale.
Here's Tommy McCarville, 2 goals already tonight.
See the quick slide.
Sends it up top to Liam. Liam McCarville moving from right to left, now back to right. Thought about a shot and wisely passes it. 25 on the shot clock.
Tommy McCarville wants it. He's got a shorty.
Einen rounding the crease. Good movement here. Shot wide. That was Brendan Lang looking to finish.
Yeah, Lang has 19 goals on the year. He was honorable mention All-County last year. Another guy who switched positions, was an attackman last year. This team's averaging 10.69 goals per game. That's up from 7.3 last year.
3 seconds. They got to get a shot off here. Lang does, and a good save made. Scooping that one up. Matt Hughes, another one.
Number 7 for him.
Here come the Dalers now. Under 4.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. They trail 3-2 in a rainy grudge match here at Port Washington High School.
Yeah, the Dalers have won the last 4 matchups. The Vikings want one. Their last win came in May of 2022 on their way to the Nassau County Final Championship, looking to break a 4-game losing streak.
There come the Dalers looking to even things up in this second quarter. They already did once, lost the lead on the next possession, or lost the tie on the next possession, excuse me.
That's what Coach Dunn likes about Galvez, is he's really good in the 2-man game. That's what he's looking for. He also rides very hard. That's why he's earned his time out there.
Good move here, right in front, bounces it in. Point-blank goal. Sean Schumacher has his second.
I've seen the Dalers a bunch this year, and Schumacher just never stops impressing me. He is so comfortable in the messy areas, at X, the wings, the GLE. Look how slick this move is by 2-2. Goes inside, little tiptoe, buries the ball. 22 is as slick as it can be. You see the attackman skills. He's a nightmare matchup for any short stick or pole.
And right away after that goal, you saw Max Einen trying to campaign for just a moment. He was in the crease, but I would have done the same thing because it's improbable he stayed out of the crease in that scenario, but he does. Excellent footwork.
You know, they shut off Kama. I wouldn't be shocked to maybe see a shut off of 22. While you're at it, shut off 99 and 22. See if someone else can step up for the Dalers.
Good job by Schumacher, picking up where Kama and Cott have been slowed down. Here's a shot quickly off the faceoff for Port Washington. Not going to go on the attempt. Dylan Freeman.
It's going to be something to watch, right? Damo takes every draw for Farmingdale. Over 600 faceoffs in his career. Going against two guys.
Port Washington looking to get this lead back. 3:18 to play in the second quarter. Amity has it. Nowhere to go, though.
So Ip is guarding McCarville.
Good pass in front, but good defense. Didn't allow Lang to really get a shot off. Put it wide and right, or high and right, excuse me.
You see the confidence Coach Dunn has in Mikey Bolello just skyrocketing. He was assigned to Weezerick in the Massapequa game.
There's Tommy McCarville. Moves to his left, switches to his right hand, and another save made by Hughes. Almost lost it right after. Quickly gets it out.
Matty Hughes has brought his A-plus game today in the first half. Took one right in the gut.
Good run for Farmingdale. Shot, that's saved. I think getting a bit of a piece was Max Einen on the bouncer.
You saw the speed by Jake Mangio. Something about Port Washington he likes. Scored 25 and 27 against Port on the hardwood.
That's not an easy thing to do, the amount of success Port Washington had this year in basketball. A championship team.
Yeah, Jake's a straight-up baller.
Schumacher with it again. He's feeling it. You could tell by the way he carries it.
Yeah, you got to pull him. You got to pull him. You got to be physical with him. Don't let him get to GLE. Don't let him get to X.
Kevin Renison turns, takes a shot, misses wide left, tried to go short side. So with a minute and a half, just over a minute and a half.
No 10-man here, just straight ride.
Wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to that 10-man at some point, though, as they almost had great success with it. And here we're going to get a timeout, I believe, from Glenn Levy. Looking to just close this half out strong. Levy, minute 24 left for his team. They have the ball. Let's take a look now at the upcoming schedule for Farmingdale. Excuse me, the college commits for Farmingdale. Good group here, Brian. You got Kevin Renison going to DeSales, J.J. Damo going to LIU. Really great group. Also, Matt Ippoliti going to LIU.
Just great players going to great programs that fit the Daler mentality, right? UMass, Bryant, LIU, hard-nosed, gritty, Long Island roots. McGilvery going to St. Leo's. Coach Burgenson, he loves Long Island kids as well. And Bridgeport, you might as well name them the Bridgeport Dalers, right, with Matty Hughes. You have Goodrich. You have Thomas. Pete Nazzaro's on the staff. It seems like a pipeline to Bridgeport. Great place to go to school.
Really good group of players there. And, of course, the nature of Long Island lacrosse, the nature for these programs particularly is a lot of sophomores and juniors who haven't made decisions yet, haven't really been able to. Some guys, freshmen, sophomores, who college coaches would love to get to but can't speak to yet, are on their way to similar places.
Yeah, James Goodrich is at Bridgeport. Levantini, just a lot of Dalers going to Bridgeport. And Matt Hughes, Bridgeport coaches, if you're watching, your boys making some stops.
Hard not to be excited about getting Matt Hughes in your program.
Yeah, Coach Tempone is a Long Island guy as well. Coached a bunch at Nassau Community. Deep ride here by the Dalers, causing some fits.
Port Washington out of a timeout. Probably not the level of smoothness on the advance that they would have wanted, but nonetheless, they have it in the offensive zone. Minute on the clock, and they can settle down for a moment. 50 on the shot clock as this first half begins to come to a close. Tied up at 3.
Yeah, Jimmy Gannon and Lang pulled a little Houdini act there, somehow clearing it up the sideline.
Here's Owen Meyer. Port looking to get the lead back. They haven't trailed in this game, but now tied for a majority of the second quarter. Good tiptoe around the crease, but they're going to say just behind, he stepped in. That was Harry Einen.
I think you see the energy. I think Matt Hughes' energy in the cage has kind of sparked the Daler defense. They're really flowing right now.
Here they come. You can see the energy in this transition. A good look, a shot, and a save made. Max Einen on it.
Good eat, right? Took that one off the bar, off the face mask.
Einen with a beauty. These two goalies, unbelievable first half. 11 seconds
Anybody
to
want to play goalie? That's how
Unbelievable.
fun it is. Eating rubber all day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Unbelievable. 11.9 on the clock. Tied at 3. First half has everything you would have wanted.
Coach Dunn, right, 7-6, kind of an up-and-down year for Farmingdale. They're the back-to-back Long Island champs. This is one thing that they've struggled with, right? Not only finishing games, but finishing quarters, finishing halves, late in the shot clock type stuff. 11.9, the Dalers would love to get a late goal with some momentum into halftime.
These two goaltenders, just on it, a reminder, the season Max Einen's having coming into tonight. 143 saves, 73% save percentage. One of those guys who, of course, along with his brother, sophomores that haven't gotten to that stage yet where they're committing to schools. But if these guys want to play at the next level, there will be plenty of options.
At the end of the year, right, you have a Nassau County Goalie of the Year, right? Max Einen, only a sophomore, but, A.J. Galassi was a Port goalie who won it. Pat Kenny won it. It's wide open. And this kid, I don't care if you're a sophomore, junior, freshman, senior, right, the best goalie gets it. And you have 8 double-digit save games, and Port Washington increases their win total to 12, 13, 14. Man, how do you not, put him at the top of the list?
And we could talk all day about how great the Port Washington defensive unit is. Statistically, one of the best on the island. You could argue they are the best. And none of that is possible without the great goalie.
Yeah, great goalie. They can face off. They can play short stick D-mid. Let's give credit, right? You have a new coach in Coach Levy, but Coach Barney Dell'Aquila brings college experience from Malloy. Dan Gill, had some great, teams and defense at Adelphi. This is no accident.
So that'll do it on the first half. 3-3 the score here from Port Washington High School, where the Dalers and Vikings are battling it out. You don't want to go anywhere. Still 2 quarters of action-packed Long Island lacrosse on the other side. So stick around here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Pole goal, yes! A man down pole goal as well. Busking of the skip somehow found its way through. BTB and the save!
At the buzzer, we had
The Long Island Lacrosse Showcase is the premier opportunity for the high school players from Long Island to be recognized for their lacrosse skills. For over a decade, this event has been widely recognized as the premier event for exposure before college coaches of all levels. Players showcase their abilities while competing to earn a spot to represent their county in the Long Island Showcase Nassau versus Suffolk Games. Hosted in collaboration with the high school lacrosse coaches of Nassau and Suffolk counties, the Long Island Lacrosse Showcase had over 90 college coaches attend various rounds of the showcase. Make sure to register today.
Two-man game.
Nice save up high.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the spring, but spots are limited. Contact us today for lacrosse, baseball, softball, and tennis by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network. Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any team looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
The loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
Look at this. Merrill. No slide. No problem. Gary Merrill goes top corner.
Varsity Media offers sports coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
Back live from Port Washington High School here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. I'm Kevin Bunk, joined by my partner for this evening, Brian Soper. We appreciate you joining us. Great first half, 3-3 game. We'll break it all down for you in just a moment. But first, let me tell you a little bit about Chief Graphics. If you were here in the first half, you heard about them, but there's more to say. Text them for visual of general signage. Chief Graphics specializes in custom graphics and signs, helping schools, businesses, and organizations bring their vision to life with in-house design, fabrication, and installation services, making them a one-stop shop for all graphic needs. From retail signage, wall and floor wraps, vehicle graphics, wayfinding signage, Chief Graphics delivers custom solutions that make an impact. Nowhere better for your graphics than Chief Graphics. We also want to take a look here at the upcoming sportscasts on Varsity Media. This is the best time of year, Brian, and you look at these games ahead. You and I will be on this. Herrick's Long Beach Senior Day at Long Beach tomorrow at 1 p.m. That kicks it off, but a great slate of games to go the rest of the week.
Yeah, I'll buy some Marvell tomorrow at Long Beach for the Herrick's game. Right, we got Reeves Rock on Saturday at 4 p.m. honoring the great life of Jimmy Regan. Southside Manhasset, Rosalind Manhasset. And then the Granddaddy, 5:15 at Hofstra, 5 p.m., round 2, Friars, Flyers for the AAA championship in the CHSAA.
Brian, before we get this second half started as the teams take the face-off circles in this rainy Friday evening, you want to give us a look at the stats that matter from the first half.
Stats real even, 3-3 on the scoreboard, 16-13 advantage in shots by Port. Port slight advantage, 5 out of 8 from the face-off. Both teams 8-8 in the clear, 7 saves for using the Daler. Einen, 4 saves for Port Washington. Pretty even ball game so far.
And into the face-off circle and moving right to left will be Farmingdale in their green jerseys, black helmets, black shorts. Port Washington has possession moving left to right in their home whites with blue trim, blue numbering, and it's a 3-3 game. So both teams will be looking to break the ice early. and get a lead and try and play with it. Two teams with great defense. Brian, we mentioned a lot about the Port Washington defense, but how about the Farmingdale defense feeding off the energy from Hughes, having a really strong second quarter?
They really settled in. They've been handling the two-man games. Again, their strategy, you live with it, right? Slide early, slide to collide, be physical. Really like what they did, especially in the second quarter.
Amity has it for Port Washington. Now Liam McCarville moves right to left. Taking some physicality, keeping possession, now going up top to Jacob Apat.
Yeah, working these two shorties, right? But then Joe the Ragman, right? Goodrich out there with Mangio.
McCarville looking to center up, not going to be able to.
5 on the shot clock.
Got to put something towards net. He does. Did they get it off in time? Yes, they did. Are you kidding me? What a finish. Harry Einen with great hand-eye to put that in.
That's crazy late. It was about 2 seconds on the shot clock. You see Harry Einen, he has really great soft hands. I think that was McCarville late in the shot clock. Mangio all over him. Throws a dot into the crease. Great handle by Harry.
And you still had good defense there by Matt Ippoliti at the end of the shot clock.
What do we say? Coach Dunn, right? Late in the shot clock, finishing quarters, finishing games have been a bugaboo for the Dalers. That's a tough one to give up.
They look to get it back now on their first possession of the second half. But that's another Tommy McCarville assist late in the shot clock that time, as late as you could possibly be. He gets that off with about 2 seconds to go, but once again showing his patience and his ability to stay cool as that shot clock expires. Here's a look, going to go wide. Good shot on there, though. A nice attempt by J.J. Damo.
Damo stays on. He has 7 career goals, was going for 8. But Tommy McCarville doing what he does all year, right? 2 goals and 2 assists. That means that he has a hand in every single point for this Port Washington attack.
Yeah, Damo, not just a face-off guy, and there's going to be a flag on the check. Harry Behan, great long stick for Port Washington. It's going to be the culprit.
Just a physical player. The only, Port Washington guy in the Newsday top 100. D1 noticed, right? Loyola picks him up, 6'2", 195. Definitely a little push in the back on Cott. Dalers were 0 for 1 on the man up in the first half, looking to get it to 50% now.
With how great this Port Washington defense was, Coach Levy was hesitant to give me one guy that really excels, but he said Behan is the player that we're going to put on the top attackman, and we're going to try to limit damage by putting Behan out there in those situations, and he's risen to the occasion this year many times.
You just see how athletic they are on defense. You got Nick Noga, honorable mention Old County senior, going to Maritime. You got Freeman Agino. You got Shishoa. Shutting Kama again. Interesting strategy. I mean, Schumeyer, little toe drag.
Trying to go from low to high with that one with Schumeyer, who had 2 goals in the first half, 2 of the 3 Farmingdale goals, and now the big running back, middle linebacker with a lacrosse stick in his hand is Josh Kama looking to make a move. He had a goal as well, the first one of the day. It's going to be a turnover for Farmingdale, though, and it'll end that possession, and now Port Washington gets it with a chance to extend a lead. Going to have to clear it full length, though.
Yeah, Kama's just been he's been a different player since the 422 Syosset games. 10 goals, 4 assists.
It's a tough turnover for Port Washington. Farmingdale, good job handling that. Now can they capitalize?
They were, they were 8 for 8 on the clear, but some of them of a miraculous variety. Finally, Farmingdale gets one on the turf and scoops it up.
There's Galvez. Nothing on the stat sheet for Galvez yet, but he's been great. There's a long shot and a save made. Ripping that on was Josh Kama. Max Einen, though, stepped up and took it.
Yeah, his 5th save. Got a little help from the crossbar after, I think, as well. I like that find by Galvez. You see a little shimmy shake by him to find Kama with a head of steam.
How about Gavin Neville? Little foot action there, kicking that one just to keep it in front of him. There's an errant pass. Now a race for the ball.
Ruh-roh.
The ground ball will eventually end up with the Dalers falling down, but keeping possession somehow is Schumeyer, and now down at the sideline, and Port Washington will have possession.
Gotta love the energy coming out of the second, out of halftime by the Dalers. They're owning the ground. Just a good job by Port, staying with it.
Here's Port Washington. Vikings looking to extend their lead. It's 4-3 right now. McCarville had it now. Gives it up. Pass in front. That shot skipped but bounced too high over the net and out of play, but Port Washington will keep it. Tommy McCarville, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Einen's just really good without the ball. He hangs in the crease. He's so smart. He finds seams. Kind of a guy you don't want to slide off of if you're the Dalers.
Good defense here for Farmingdale. And now ball on the ground. A battle for it all the way to midfield and scooped up finally by Matt Ippoliti. He carries it deep into the zone.
Yeah, nice job choking up on the stick.
Lost it there, maybe just too much time for the long pull. Ippoliti to have that.
Yeah, Shishoa with the check.
Good job by Port Washington. Gave nothing for Ippoliti. Gave nowhere for him to get that ball to.
I think if you're both coaches, you want to pump the gas a little. It's been a little sloppy to start this third quarter. Let's get a good possession, settle in.
No one better to settle it than Tommy McCarville for the Vikings. He works for now against McGillivray. Shot going to go wide.
Just has that shake. There's no surprise. He wants to get to that right hand. He wants to get topside. He wants to get middle. Easier said than done, stopping him from getting there.
Good physical play here around the crease.
Yeah, that's why Jake Mangio is a shutdown D-mid, 4 years of experience. All honorable mention, all county, a slide there by him.
Speak of the devil, Jake Mangio.
Oh, Hughes! Hughes with a huge one.
He's been as good as anybody on this field tonight. Matt Hughes, another big play.
And another fine, another get open by Harry Einen. Only thing stopping him right there was a en fuego Matty Hughes.
Another real sloppy transition for Farmingdale. They'll keep it, and I think for Eric Dunn, now his team has the ball. They're going to be looking to slow that down.
They got to capitalize on these saves, these stops. Got to start getting some balls to go in the net. Shutting off Kama.
Here's Watchers with it. Gets the screen. Gets doubled now. Give a little space to Josh Kama. Stutter steps and charges.
Slide by Noga.
Kama still with it. A wrecking ball goes up top to finish.
Good luck trying to stop that. When this kid's lacrosse skills really catch up to that athleticism, he's, I don't know, D1 lacrosse, D1 football, he's going to get offers upon offers just with that size, that upside. I mean, just like a bowling ball, right? You gotta bring it if you're going to stop him. And I love the deceptive shot. Kind of gets his hands high, lets it fly. Finds the top corner. Impressive goal by Kama.
And you saw Jake Feinstein come in as a help defender with a good check, and it barely even moved Kama. And you're right, once those lacrosse skills do catch up, it's just the type of athlete that a coach like Eric Dunn and his staff want to get their hands on and be able to mold into a lacrosse player. One of the best football players in the island. And how about this run? It's going to be off.
Yeah, you need four back, right? Three plus a goalie is four. Hughes clears it, but
Hughes got excited there. Had a clear run.
Rules are rules. Need 4 guys back.
And we have them for a reason. Unfortunately for Matt Hughes, this officiating crew knows the rules, and they put a stop to his dream run. There's a loose ball scooped up by Christian Sarkeesian.
Yeah, it's 4-4, but you feel the momentum a little bit going in green. It started with that save by Hughes. When Kama scores, it's like scoring 2 goals. It's like a dunk in basketball we hope to see from the Knicks. It's just, when he scores, there's just something different about it. And I think the Dalers are energized.
Amity had it, gave it behind the net, and now good movement. It finds Pat's stick. Pat moves left to right. Now finds McCarville. Looking to create space is Tommy McCarville. Still has it. It's Bolello in defense on McCarville in this possession. Here's a shot from outside by Pat, goes wide. Port will keep it, 15 on the shot clock.
Short stick D-Midi have been elite for right now for the Dalers. You got Ip and Galgano sliding, a hot Hughes.
Both of these teams, short stick D-Middies, they've eliminated the assumed advantage for these attackers when matched up against them.
It's strange here. They're letting them play 3-on-6.
And there's an easy flag to call on the shot as the shot clock was expiring. Tommy McCarville got taken down.
Yeah, essentially they were playing 3-on-6 offense with the 3 guys, waiting for the clear. Another late in shot clock disaster for the Dalers. 1 let in a goal. Now this leads to a man up, the first one for Port tonight.
That was Aiden McGilvray.
Little necktie.
And you're right, late in the shot clock, that's been where Ports thrive. They have 2 goals under 10 seconds. One of them came as a buzzer beater. And now a man up.
So it looks like the Dalers have Goodrich in the crease. Going to lock the crease, rotate 4. Got to find McCarville. Harry Einen inside.
McCarville's got it up top, gives now to Pat.
There's the cut. Good job by Goodrich.
Behind the net. Amity has it. Goes now to Pat. McCarville puts one towards goal, wide right. Might have been a pass, a late decision to pass to Will Amity, who was rounding the crease.
Great man-down defense by the Dalers. Good job with Matt Hughes becoming like the 7th defender out there. Makes that skip pass tough.
Now here come the Dalers with room to run. Goodrich has it. Stepping onto the field and now into the offense is Josh Kama, who has 2 goals.
Dale's got to look to get Cott going. You have 2 goals by Kama, 2 by Schumeyer. You need Cott to step up as well. But he has a tough matchup with Bian.
Here's Schumeyer. Cott was setting the screen, but to no effect. Great defense from Port Washington. 24 on the shot clock. 2 minutes now to go in the third quarter.
Pat just has a huge role on this team, the junior. Plays both sides, really good 2-way midi.
Good movement by Cott. Put it in front, but couldn't finish as it went high. Another good defensive play. Kevin Renison tried to put that shot on.
I like that 2-man action. Gets Cott a step, finds his buddy Renison in the crease. DeSales commit, just sails it high.
Good defense from Port Washington. And now looking to advance it. How about the run from Shashua?
I mean, Shashua just defined student athlete, an academic powerhouse, and That kid can play some lacrosse as well.
And Farmingdale will get possession now. It's Mangio. Through contact. Here goes Jake Mangio.
Kids just selling out all over the field. This is awesome Class A lacrosse.
Another great defensive play. But it'll be out of bounds.
Yeah, good knockdown by Noga. Just, turns it over. That's what he does. Knocks down balls. Creates havoc. Always has his stick in the lane. He'll be joining Tommy McCarville at Maritime.
Dean Cott has it, and he's certainly been shorted opportunities tonight. Harry Behan, an unbelievable defensive outing, per usual. Good double team now on Kama. They still can't get it away from him. Kama's one of those rare guys I wouldn't even want to defend if I was a defender.
Yeah, you got to make a decision, right? Do you want any of that smoke?
There's a shot high. 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Shot clock turned off in a 4-4 game.
You know, 29 TDs this year, 1,700 plus yards for Kama, 171 yards per game.
One of those athletes who's the best.
I don't want to tackle him. I don't want to wrestle him. I don't want to try to match him in the bench or the squat. I mean,
I don't even want to shake his hand. Probably break it. One of those guys that every room, court, field he steps on, he'll be the best athlete. And by all accounts, has the mental aspect of this whole thing, too, as a high-level high school athlete.
Big summer for him coming up. He's going to be at a lot of camps and combines and things like that. We wish him nothing but the best.
He'll be a marvel to watch his senior year. If this was his junior year, what does next year hold for him? And now Port Washington has the ball late, under 10 seconds, looking to advance it. They do. It's Behan. Behan with the run. Shot on, what a save! For a moment, looked like a pole goal for Behan, and Matt Hughes robs him.
Nice job by Port, pushing it in transition. Got ourselves a heck of a ball game tonight.
4-4 after 3. You absolutely don't want to miss the end of this one. We'll get one more look at the finisher as Hughes goes all out to deny that, force the ricochet.
Yeah, almost as if, he got a little bit too tight in there with that pole.
4-4 is the score. 12 minutes to go here in regulation from Port Washington on this rainy Friday evening. There's nowhere I'd rather be. We hope you stick with us on the other side here for fourth quarter action on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the spring, but spots are limited. Contact us today for lacrosse, baseball, softball, and tennis by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back on the Varsity Media Sports Network, I'm Kevin Bunk, joined by Brian Soper. Unbelievable 12 minutes ahead 4-4 game. It's had all the makings of a great Long Island lacrosse matchup. But first, let me tell you about Jared Beschel and Associates Law Firm. They specialize in all aspects of commercial and residential real estate transactions from New York City to Montauk. If you're looking to speak with a real estate attorney regarding your next real estate transaction, contact Jared Beschel at 516-490-1200 or email at jbeschel@beschellaw.com.
All right, his son faces off from Manhasset Beschel. Here we got a big face-off to start the fourth quarter.
Possession is key in this game where goals feel impossible to come by. And how about it?
Wow.
And drawing the flag is J.J. Damo.
Big-time J.J. You don't win 2 straight Long Island championships without a great face-off guy who gets you big possessions at big times.
That was a winning play there, and with a flag on the field, Farmingdale will look to capitalize. 11.5 to go in regulation, tied up. Dean Cott just getting no space tonight, puts one up top. That shot goes wide out of bounds. Pulling the trigger was Mateo Asensio.
Just an absolute sellout on the face-off, right? J.J. Damo wins the draw, gets it in his stick, just enough time to draw the push with possession. Will give the Dalers a key man up here to start the fourth.
Again, even at 4, it's been all you could ask for between these two teams on this rainy Friday evening at Port Washington High School. Farmingdale will have the man up.
So they're choosing to shut Kama again, so they're willing to play 5-on-4. You got Neville at pole with Behan, Noga, Freeman, Ogino. That's 4 pretty good poles out there. I wouldn't mind playing 5-on-4 with those guys in front of me.
There's Farmingdale with a chance, and their first lead of the game comes off the stick of Sean Schumeyer. It's a hat trick.
That's his happy place. Low angle Shawnee. He loves the GLE. He's slick on the corners. Watch this elite finish. Are you kidding me? You might as well just sell some turf at the GLA for Sean. Great finish. Deceptive shot, right? His hands and his eyes are high. Drops his stick and go low. Dalers take the lead.
5 goals courtesy of Sean Schumeyer with 3, Josh Kama with 2. And Farmingdale finally gets to play ahead.
First time they scored on the man up as well. You know, special teams, face-offs, those are keys, and those get the Dalers the lead.
Another guy who is not yet committed to college. Schumeyer, though, will have his fair share of options if that's the route he chooses. Coaches love him. They rave about him as a person, as a teammate. Port Washington looks to respond now. Their first deficit of the game. They've faced a lot of ties, and majority of this game has been tied. They've had to lead a few different times, but never played from behind. Now they start to, and it's McCarville with the ball. He resets things.
Beginning of the games, the Dalers was sliding early, but a little bit slow. Not since the last 3 quarters. Their intensity on the ball and sliding has been magnified by 10.
Good battle, and now Port Washington able to reset it. 20 on the shot clock.
Just sliding with reckless abandon, the Dalers.
Liam McCarville looking to penetrate. He's got nothing. Great defense from Jake Mangio. A shot over the cross. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jake Mangio, an awesome outing tonight.
Unbelievable. He's throwing those crowbar checks. He's been on the ball defense. He's been clearing it.
There was a good try, but gets the outside of the goal.
This is what Matt brings. He scoops a ground ball, draws another flag for the Dalers. He can really help you in the clearing game, in the riding game. Goalie's not just about stopping the ball.
See if Farmingdale can capitalize. No team has led by 2 goals in this contest. 1 goal or tie has been the score at all times.
So if you're the Dalers here, I think you want to use this clock a bit. It's a free possession. run it down, get a good shot.
With it is Kama. He has 2 goals. Tries the swim move through 2 defenders, loses it, and they'll go to the man up.
Maybe that's one thing he can't do is swim. But he's pretty darn good, man.
I'd venture to say there's nothing in the athletic world that Josh Kama could not do better than.
He's probably Michael Phelps in the pool.
Exactly. He's just too busy with every other sport.
But good job, right? Good job by Port Washington, really putting a shoulder down, stopping his momentum to the cage.
9:04 to play in the 4th. Farmingdale with a man advantage and a 1-goal lead. 5-4 is the score for Eric Dunn's Dalers.
It's four man ups for Farmingdale. The home crowd didn't love the last call. Again, Kama just chilling behind the net, getting shut off. Watch Schumeyer on the corners. No look.
And finally getting involved, Dean Cott, who's been pressing all day, playing good lacrosse off the ball, gets a look, finishes, and a 2-goal lead for the Dalers.
That's number 50. That's his 50th career goal, Dean Cott. Hard to fill the shoes of O'Keefe, 2-time All-American, but he's done a heck of a job. Hey, get it to Shu. He'll find you. Skip over the top. Hammers the corner, Dean Cott. Finally, they listen. I was like, this kid's not committed. Are you kidding me? Right, Mercy steps in, swoops up the senior. Good job by them.
Another big face-off win by Damo. Takes a lot of contact and gets it out. His last 2 face-offs have been unbelievable.
Sometimes it's not how many you win, it's when you win them. And JJ has won 2 very, very important ones.
And now Farmingdale with the ball. Port Washington, the way the defenses have played in this game, 8-20, 2-goal lead feels like 4. Losing it was Farmingdale. It's a tough turnover and a break for Port Washington. They'll look to capitalize, and it feels as if they have to.
Yeah, 22. He's human for once for the Dalers tonight. 3 goals and an assist for Sean Schumeyer.
Shoshoa, good physical run up the sideline. And now McCarville has it.
It's been a heavy lid on the net for Port Washington. Haven't scored in a while.
Variety of different reasons for that, but all of them induced by Farmingdale. It has not felt as if Port Washington has been making mistakes, but Matt Hughes and this defensive group have just been tough to beat.
Yeah, only 1 goal.
There's another save for Hughes.
And Mangio just scooping up. He's like a hungry hippo tonight, scooping up GBs. His brother CJ was a heck of a player, 2-time All-County at Binghamton. Jake's on his way to becoming an All-County short stick D-mid.
Here come the Dalers. Galgano running through all sorts of contact all night long. Still has the ball. The long stick finally dumps it now to Renison.
Yeah, great job by Galgano. UMass is getting a great one with him.
Asensio gets rid of it. It's Galvez, another guy who's been playing well tonight, even if it doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Just has a shake, has a different look to him.
There's a good run and a goal. Another one for Sean Schumeyer. 4 on the night.
2 + 2 on his jersey equals 4. 4th goal. Assisted the last man up 1. Where are they from? They're from GLE. They're from Low Angles. 1 from the center. One thing on his mind was getting to the rack. It's Sean's world, and we're just living in it. Shining bright under the lights at Port Washington.
On this rainy Friday evening, a spring chill in the air. Sean Schumeyer has as many goals as Port Washington's entire team in what has been a defensive grudge match. It just speaks to his ability on the field.
It starts with Damo, right? The face-offs were huge, drawing some fouls, getting some man-ups. I was going to say they're due for a man-up.
McCarville spins, just misses. Half a foot wide left. Going on a critical man advantage now. Port Washington, their room for error, trailing by 3, is 0.
Must score. This is a must-score man-up. Coach Levy, draw up your best man-up play.
And we'll take a look at this shot by McCarville. Just missed.
He just goes so hard to that right hand. You know, maybe you want to try to shoot that one low and away. Tries to get used near side. When a goalie's hot, you got to try to be perfect, and just shot that one wide.
Difficult shot to put on. The world knows I could not. There's Port Washington now down 3, 6 minutes to go, needing a flawless execution in this fourth quarter. McCarville has it on the man advantage.
Again, 4-man rotation for the Dalers. Goodrich shutting the crease.
Here's McCarville. He unloads, and another save made by Hughes.
It's the hockey playoffs. Hughes gets it off a deflection. Gets it off the foot.
He's been unbelievable. A timeout for Eric Dunn. I don't think he loved what he saw from Hughes after that save, but wisely stops play.
Whether it's a step down, a sharp angle. This is like Stanley Cup playoffs, deflection, kick save and a beaut. Hey, why not? I'm going to take off. Whoop, 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 whoop. Off to the races like a road runner. But Coach Dunn says, slow it down. I got 2 timeouts. Let's use 1 here.
Unbelievable outing for Hughes, who's just been unstoppable, an absolute wall.
Definitely into double digits, save-wise.
Well, coming up on May 15th, it doesn't get any bigger, Brian. St. Anthony's at Chaminade, the biggest rivalry in Long Island high school sports at Hofstra University, presented by Catholic Health. Doesn't get any bigger than that, really, in high school sports throughout the entire country.
Yeah, you got Ball, you got D'Agostino, Gillis, Cutton, Balsamo, Gary Merrill, Walsh, Jacob Johnston, Bramoff, Harrigan, Rooney. I mean, just elite D1 talent. Chaminade broke that curse losing streak both in football this year and lacrosse. But when it all matters, May 15th, Schuett Stadium, who's going to take home the chip? Both teams want it, just like both teams tonight want this rivalry game.
And you can watch it here on Varsity Media. It's the best broadcast in high school lacrosse all over the world. That game is so special.
Yeah, big time. We've had nothing but great games, great matchups here on Varsity Media. We had the Woodstick last week. We got Reeks Rock coming up on Saturday. We've got Senior Day for the Marines of Long Beach tomorrow. Some girls games we've had, the Woodstick.
And there's a pass almost intercepted, but Hughes threads the needle. And now on the run was Jake Mangio, but we'll get an offsides, I believe.
It hurt the Dalers a little bit against Massapequa as well. That's their second time, at least in this game, that they've been offsides. Credit the ride of Port Washington. Got to score here if you're the Vikings.
Has to be the ultimate urgency for Port Washington right now. It's McCarville on the drive. That shot was denied by Hughes. I'm not sure it ever had a chance. I think it might have been heading for the outside of the net, but Hughes got a piece anyways.
Yeah, McCarville goes real hard. Perhaps he just goes to the point where it's all or nothing there. Coach Levy maybe wants to, maybe get a better possession, but good ride by Port gives him another opportunity.
And a stretch pass there, the length of the field was too much to handle for Farmingdale. Another turnover, but Port Washington has it now under 5 minutes, trailing by 3 against a Farmingdale defense and goaltender that feel unbeatable. Settling it down now is Jacob Apat.
I think this is a game that a lot of people around Nassau County were interested to see. You know, are the Dalers 7-6? What are they? Is Port for real? Who's that second team or that team that perhaps could, give Massapequa a run? Would be a huge win for Farmingdale.
And I think when you look at that record, 7-6, and the players on this team, the coaching staff as well, there's a big turnover, and now a chance for Port Washington that they needed, and finally breaking through, putting that one in off the turnover. Brendan Lang unassisted. Taking a lot to beat Matt Hughes, but they finally do it, and now just a 2-goal game, over 4 minutes to play, 4:01 to be exact.
Do it the hard way. Comes off of a ride. The 5'11", points in every game. Lang, Muhlenberg commit. Mule goes down Campus Drive. Scores a goal, huge one. Seniors step up in big moments. Brendan Lang's a senior, 60 career points, 4 goals versus Mepham. Honorable mention All County, perhaps none bigger than that one if they want to win this one if you're Port.
Now it feels as if this is the biggest face-off of the evening. 4:01 to play, a 2-goal lead. Let's see if J.J. Damo can do it again, and with ease, Damo gets it done. Quick shot, looking to respond, and a big save made. Max Einen.
Einen, how you doing? Kind of been quiet, right? Not too much action. That was a huge stop. Circle that one, right? 3:35 left. Could have been a backbreaker for the Dalers scoring that one, but Mad Max says no.
Here's Apat. Gives it up. And now behind the net. It'll find Brendan Lang, who just scored. Can he add another? Apat has it again. Driving. Thought about shooting, then lost it. Great defense for Farmingdale. And a great run from Thomas Goodrich to advance it. Ball now with Dean Cott.
Love to see that. Thomas lost his dad, Eugene, who was a first-team All-American at New York Tech. Huge turnover and clear by him. Pops is smiling.
And now the Dalers will look to chew some of this clock. The prior possession they had, they took that quick shot, and you really would like to score if you're going to take one. They end up with a good defensive play on the other end. So Eric Dunn is telling his guys right now, hold this ball. You'd almost rather use the full 30 seconds on the shot clock and take a violation than give something up early.
For sure. I like the shot. Dean Cott, just a good shot, better save by Einen. Damo's been hot at the X, so I was okay with it.
How about that shot and goal from way outside Josh Kama, a hat trick of his own.
Yeah, it's been the Schumacher and Kama show leading the Dalers. Put it on net. Give it a chance. I know he's an all-county goalie in there, but it's not easy to save lacrosse balls under the lights at night. Nice shot to the off-stick side. He changes his scout there, right? Kama's known to be a high, hard shooter. He goes bounce shot off hip, perhaps catches Max by surprise. What a huge goal.
And now a big possession for Farmingdale. But a perfect possession prior. You use 40 seconds of the shot clock. You finish it with perhaps the dagger in this game. Huge goal. You have pair of hat tricks. Sean Schumacher's got 4 goals. Josh Kama's got 3. Dean Cott also contributing with a goal. You had mentioned them earlier as this is the trio for Farmingdale as we get a timeout. Eric Dunn probably looking to just secure this. And we'll take a look now at the breakout goaltending save of the game. Save of the game brought to you by Breakout Goaltending Group, Long Island's longest-running goalie-exclusive training program serving boys and girls elementary through college age all year round since 2004. Today's breakout save of the game winner receives a certificate good for 1 complimentary lesson with Long Island's finest Breakout Goaltending Group. Visit them online at breakoutgoaltending.com. And Matt Hughes, can't say enough about him today.
Yeah, just eat it. Boom, in the belly. Unbelievable job. He's been unbelievable all night. Drew a foul. He's been clearing it. energy. Hold that pipe, young man. Boom, right, eats it. Just an unbelievable game by him. Breakout was the real big winner today. Both goalies, Matt Hughes and Max Einen, trained with us at Breakout. Both have had tremendous game. But, man, Matt Hughes, tip your cap to him. He's been unbelievable tonight, both in and outside of the net.
And you can find about 15 to 20 save of the game candidates among these two goaltenders this evening. Unbelievable display from Max Einen and Matt Hughes, who are perhaps the two best players on the field tonight.
No doubt. And, honorable mention, right, to Schumacher, but also I thought Goodrich and Mangio were great at the short stick D-middies for Farmingdale today.
Absolutely. Farmingdale is now a minute 47 away from what would be a big win, still looking to complete the closing act. There's a shot wide with an open net. Dean Cott had it.
Pretty good skill by him. Cott's a two-handed player. Was dodging tons of check. This is where it gets tough, right? It's the end of the game. You get double teams.
Senzio was checked out of bounds there. It'll be a turnover. Port Washington has it, minute and a half to go. Going to have to show maximum level of urgency if they want a chance. 3 goals in 90 seconds it would be for them to even this thing up.
Got to tip your cap to the Daler defense. Second half lockdown.
So they give a goal now to Port Washington after, for a moment, looked like it wouldn't be one.
Yeah, it was unlucky, right? You caught the crossbar. It went straight to Harry Einen. He knows what to do with it. He buried it. You see, a little unlucky here, right? Crossbar right to Harry. He buries it. 2-2s have been pretty good on both sides tonight. Got to face it off, make it, take it, Lacrosse, get a possession, try to cut this lead to 1.
8-6 game now and a huge face-off for Griffin Marvin.
Look for a quick timeout if you're...
So Port will get possession, and you were right, immediate timeout for Glenn Levy. Talk things over and give his team some sort of a chance. You really got to score before at least that 30-second mark. And right now we're at 109.
Yeah, Evan Freeman and Gino, great job coming off the line. That's what drives you crazy as a coach, right? Momentum's a crazy thing. You've been winning the draws in the fourth quarter. You lose that one. Gives a sliver of hope to the Vikings.
Take a quick look at the college commits for Port Washington. Another good group here, and you get a pair of teammates at the next level. Jacob Apat, Brendan Lang will be at Muhlenberg, and then Tommy McCarville and Nick Noga will head to Maritime. And Harry Behan, one of the most recent Long Island commits, is heading to Loyola.
Yeah, Coach Toomey, hey, all county in 2 sports, we'll take you. Maritime, right, going from Port, a Viking going to Maritime just seems fitting. And then Muhlenberg's getting 2 good ones in Apat and Lang. Port's that team, right? If they can't win tonight, they're on a hunt. They want to win a championship. 2022 with Haberman, 95, Jay Hines, UMass, rest in peace, Justin Shaberly, 1990, Higgins, Brian Tomio, right? Princeton legends brought the Vikings to 1990 championship. Just this Port program just churns out great players, right? The Einen brothers following the footsteps of the Fraccaros, Joe, Jake, and Jeff. You got John Crawley, who's currently coaching High Point, Hopkins legend. When this Port team gets good, they churn out legends in this game.
And in the first year under Glenn Levy's leadership, 11-2 right now. One of the best teams in the region. Probably only up from here the way this program runs.
Yeah, the youth program, the PYA in Port Washington is one of the best youth programs on the island. Great parents involved, former players as well. And you got that legendary players there in the community.
Hey, Pat puts it towards the crease, and it'll be Hughes scooping it up.
Great job, right? McGilvery's been really good. St. Leo commit. Ip. When you don't say his name too much, it means he's locking dudes down. LIU's getting a great one with Matt Ippoliti. He's wearing that 40 and on a John Krummenacher. Krum would be so happy watching the Dalers tonight under the lights.
How about this job chewing the clock by Lucas Galvez?
Yeah, look out.
And a flag.
Don't walk away, boys. It's not worth it. Walk away. Stay on the sidelines.
And an 8-6 game with 9 seconds left. A little bit of pandemonium for a moment, but you see the coaches head out. Two of the best, Eric Dunn, Glenn Levy, come down, settle things. Good job by the players as well to understand this wasn't.
It's just, one of those things. Right? We've gotten the shot clock. It's been a great addition to Long Island lacrosse. Something about end of games has to change where you can't just whack on people. It's just, that's when it gets chippy. The end of games, double, triple teams, guys feeling they can take some liberties. If I was both coaches, I might just end this. But a great win by the Dalers. Port Washington ain't going to go anywhere. They're going to learn from this.
Great job by Lucas Galvez, though, who had a terrific night. Once again, you're not going to see him in the goals or assist column, but he was as important as anybody out there. And the middies for Farmingdale today, really at every level, Farmingdale was exceptional throughout this game as the clock runs down for a huge win on their season. We mentioned it a few times, 7-6 record. I don't think Eric Dunn believes that's a accurate representation of his team. Big one here tonight at Port Washington.
It's going to be really interesting. I think Massapequa still has to play Syosset. So it's going to be really interesting with all these teams, with one loss against each other, how the seeding is going to work out. Because, there's no doubt you have those 4 teams at the top of A, and the county champ might be determined by how the seeding goes by the executive board of Nassau County.
Once again, your final score, 8-6 here from Port Washington. Farmingdale, another win and a big one late in May, or late in their season, early in May here. 2-goal victory on the road on a rainy Friday evening. We appreciate you sticking with us tonight because that'll do it. Here, we'll be back tomorrow. Catch us 12 o'clock at Long Beach. Myself, Kevin Bunk, and my partner Brian Soper will be there. We thank our entire team. Tonight, technical director Nick Costi did a great job. Camera operator, got to give a special shout-out to Jeff Damo, whose son JJ Damo did a great job on the face-offs tonight, as important as any player on the field for Farmingdale. So congrats to Jeff, JJ, and their family. Also, Kevin Catalanato. These two braved the weather tonight while we sat up in the booth, all comfy, cozy. So big shout-out to the two of them for making this happen, and that'll do it for us tonight. So we appreciate you sticking with us. Big win, Farmingdale, 8-6 final over Port Washington. We hope you enjoy the rest of your night and weekend.